In a world where numbers don't just tell stories, they hide secrets, Christian Wolff returns. A genius with autism and a lethal past, he's not your typical accountant. When a powerful conspiracy threatens a young boy's life and government agents start dying mysteriously, Chris is forced out of hiding. But this time, he's not alone. His estranged brother Braxton is back. And together, they're hunting a ruthless criminal network that stops at nothing to silence the truth. With deadly precision, cold logic, and a bond forged in trauma, the Wolff brothers are about to balance the books in blood. The story opens in a tense and shadowy corner of the city, where Ray King sits inside a quiet cafe, waiting. He's scanning the street outside. A woman named Jane approaches. Unknown to her, several dangerous-looking men are tracking her every step. These operatives are under the control of Burke, a powerful figure with a dark agenda. As Jane enters, she's unaware she's being watched from multiple angles. Inside, Ray greets her calmly, but there's urgency behind his eyes. He hands her a file. It's about a boy named Alberto, just 13 years old, who has gone missing under suspicious circumstances. King, now semi-retired, says he can't do this alone. He needs her help. But outside, King spots something troubling movement, shadows too deliberate. They're being watched. Sensing danger, King decides to disappear. He quickly slips out, takes cover in a nearby alley, and scribbles a note on his arm. Find the accountant. Suddenly, he's attacked by two armed men. Despite his age, King fights like a trained agent, swiftly neutralizing them with a mix of tactical skill and brutal force. Meanwhile, Jane, still unaware of what's happening, slips away in the opposite direction. But just as King escapes one threat, another emerges. A sniper named Cobb, positioned on a nearby rooftop, has him in his crosshairs. After hesitating briefly, Cobb takes the shot. Ray King falls dead. Back at the morgue, Deputy Director Medina is called in to confirm the identity. It's him. King's final message written in ink on his arm points to only one man who can unravel the mystery. The accountant. Elsewhere, we are reintroduced to Christian Wolff. He's preparing for a public speed dating event, a seemingly strange choice for someone so private and calculated. It's the 13th annual Boise Romance Festival. Men and women sit across from each other in a rapid-fire matchmaking session. Christian, methodical and emotionless, treats each interaction like a business interview. When one woman asks if he believes in love at first sight, he responds with a lengthy, logical explanation that kills the mood. He completes the event without making a single connection. Meanwhile, Medina begins tracking King's final steps. She investigates a remote cabin where King had briefly stayed and discovers a box filled with documents, personal effects, and references to the accountant. Back at her office, she builds a visual caseboard, connecting pins and photos, trying to find the thread King was following before his death. Elsewhere, Burke sits with his lone surviving sniper. The others were killed during prior operations. He gives the man a chilling new order. Jane must be eliminated. Years earlier, she had disrupted one of Burke's operations and killed several of his men, but her memory was wiped, and she no longer remembers what she did or why. As Medina digs through old case files, Christian silently enters her office. She's startled, but allows him to observe her progress. She presents her theory: a network of financial crimes, disappearances, and manipulated ledgers cases all dismissed or buried. Christian studies the board and doesn't say much. When she finishes, he speaks, breaking down each case in stunning detail. He corrects her misinterpretations, exposing the connections with exactness and clarity that Medina never saw. It becomes clear he already knows far more than she does. Together, their investigation leads to a suspicious pizza chain in California. When they confront the owner, he pretends not to know anything, but Christian methodically exposes financial inconsistencies in the man's records, revealing a massive money laundering operation. The owner caves only after Christian uses force, breaking his arm to extract the truth. The man confesses trafficked women are generating the income through operations in a downtown hotel. Christian realizes he'll need help for what comes next. He reaches out to Braxton, his estranged brother. Braxton, living in a hotel, is rehearsing a speech in front of a mirror. He's clearly uncomfortable with personal expression and seems burdened by his past. When Christian calls him, Braxton is irritated. It's been years since they spoke, and now his brother only reaches out because he needs something. Later, Braxton returns to his hotel room. A woman is there, frightened by the violent scene around her. The place is filled with unconscious or dead bodies, evidence of a recent fight. Braxton reassures her, then prepares to meet Christian. Outside the hotel, Christian, Braxton and Medina reunite. Despite the years of separation, the brothers fall into a quiet rhythm. They check into a room and lure in 3 women linked to the trafficking ring. Braxton plays the lead, asking them unsettling questions about what they would do if they were trapped. The women grow nervous. One stays behind, desperate for a way out, and contacts her handler, Thomas, with a fake story to lure him in. When Thomas arrives, Braxton knocks him unconscious and abducts him. Medina is appalled by their methods, but they move forward. Meanwhile, Christian's tech team discovers a woman involved in King's assassination. She had evaded every surveillance camera except one. A woman in a pink jacket may have caught her in the background of a selfie. They hack the pink jacket woman's device and retrieve the image. The mystery woman's face is finally revealed, though her name and location are still unknown. Later, Medina interrogates Thomas. He doesn't recognize Ray King, but does know Alberto's mother. As they speak, Burke sniper lines up another shot and attacks, creating chaos. It becomes clear the enemy is watching closely. The brothers regroup. Braxton admits he's been lonely. He tried to find Christian in the past, but always failed. Now, they're together again, not just as brothers, but as partners with a mission. That evening, they visit a local club. Braxton encourages Christian to step outside his comfort zone. Christian watches people dance, studies their movements, and finally joins in, awkwardly but sincerely. Braxton is stunned. For the first time, he sees his brother trying to connect with the world. Meanwhile, Medina continues investigating Jane's past. At the hospital where she once stayed, Medina learns that Jane's mind underwent a remarkable transformation. Her memory was nearly wiped, but her brain rewired itself, granting her new capabilities. She mastered complex games like chess not as strategy but as combat. Her personality became more aggressive until she eventually vanished. Later that night, Medina returns home and is ambushed by Jane. She tries to defend herself, but Jane overpowers her. As Jane notices photos on the wall, a wave of memory hits her. She sees Burke in her mind, his voice, his whistle. She begins to remember everything. Christian rushes in and draws his weapon, but seeing the confusion in Jane's eyes, he decides not to shoot. He lets her go. Burke, learning Jane is alive, panics. He orders his men to transport the kidnapped children into the desert and bury them. Christian and Braxton argue about their next move, but decide to act together. With help from their hacker allies, they trace the convoy's location. The brothers prepare for war. They suit up with armor, weapons, and grenades. As the convoy moves the children toward a massive ditch in the desert, Christian and Braxton strike. Smoke bombs provide cover as they fight through enemy lines. Braxton is shot but survives. They regroup and press forward. Christian confronts the man holding Alberto hostage. Cold and methodical, he eliminates the threat and secures the boy. Braxton rescues the remaining children from the bus. Together, the brothers drive the kids to safety in the very bus meant to bury them. Along the way, Braxton halts the bus. He's found a stray cat in the desert and insists on taking it with them. In Prague, an assassin named Batu receives orders to terminate Medina. He completes the job quietly. Meanwhile, in Costa Rica, Burke is relaxing in his luxurious home. He hears a faint sound, then panic floods his face. Jane has found him. The tables have turned. Back in the US, Medina, having survived her injuries, reflects on the case. She's alive, thankful for those who helped uncover the truth and rescue the children. Justice, though imperfect, has been served. As the story closes, Braxton is annoyed that the cat he rescued prefers Alberto. Chris, amused, tells him he's booked a hiking trip for them both. Braxton pauses, then smiles. Maybe it's time to reconnect for real.